your primetime local news leader. Fox 22 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. Brewer police have detained 2 juvenile suspects for allegedly causing chemical explosions at the Twin City Plaza Dollar Tree and Brewer High School softball field Sunday night.
Brewer Public Safety Director Jason Moffitt says the police and fire department, as well as an Orono hazardous materials team, all responded to reports of what sounded like a gunshot and a strong chemical smell at the Dollar Tree at around 7:30 Sunday night. While investigators were at the Dollar Tree, they discovered a similar device had been set off at the Brewer High School softball field, approximately an 8-minute walk away. Moffitt says evidence was recovered from the softball field and 2 juvenile suspects were later detained. Their ages range from 12 to 15, and he says this is not the first time they've been charged with a crime. In the past several weeks, the 2 suspects have been charged with assault, reckless conduct, violation of house arrest, and an incident where they allegedly threw large rocks off an I-395 overpass, one of which went through a car's windshield.
We tend to have more of a rehabilitative type approach, but when you have this type of activity going on that's that dangerous, it's and they're not obeying the law. Basically, they're refusing to be refusing to abide by their conditions. We don't have a whole lot of choice because the public's in danger at that point.
As of today, the investigation has been turned over to the fire marshal's office. Both suspects were transported to the Long Creek Youth Development Center in South Portland, and no one was critically injured in the Dollar Tree and softball field incidents.
Police are asking for help finding a missing Portland woman. The Portland Police Department says 32-year-old Amanda Fielder was last seen on May 26th at the 7-Eleven on Washington Avenue. Fielder was last seen wearing a gray hoodie, a baseball hat, gray high-top sneakers, and leggings with shorts over them. Investigators are urging anyone with information to call the Portland Police Department at 207-874-8575.
Maine State Police detectives have arrested the suspect in an officer-involved shooting in Alton that occurred on Friday. Police say troopers had received information that a vehicle Brewer police were on the lookout for was in the vicinity of 180 Argyle Road in Alton. They say when troopers arrived, an individual identified as Javon Carter was allegedly assaulting a female passenger. Carter then allegedly attempted to flee the scene and drove at one of the troopers. Maine State Police Corporal Blaine Silk fired his weapon, striking Carter. Troopers rendered aid to both Carter and his passenger. At approximately 10:45 this morning, 45-year-old Javon Carter of Milford was arrested in Bangor after being released from Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center. He's charged with aggravated attempted murder, elevated aggravated assault, kidnapping, aggravated assault, and terrorizing with a dangerous weapon. He's been transported to the Penobscot County Jail, where he is being held and is scheduled to make his first court appearance tomorrow at 1 p.m. via Zoom. Carter's female passenger, who is not being identified at this time, currently remains under medical care, and the investigation remains ongoing.
Well, Farmington police are looking for a suspect who they say robbed a local convenience store. Officials say a man wearing a black face mask held up the Circle K on Main Street a little after 11 o'clock Monday night. They say the clerk was also assaulted during the robbery, but did not require medical treatment. According to the Morning Sentinel, a police canine unit was called to the scene, but the robber managed to escape on foot. No weapon was used, and it's unclear how much money was actually stolen. Farmington police hope to hear from anyone who has information about this incident.
An update now to that fatal head-on collision on 295. 2 longtime educators died in that crash. State police say retired Bonnie Eagle teacher Nancy Isaiah, who was going the wrong direction, crashed head-on into an SUV, killing Alan Aplett, a 61-year-old chemistry professor from the Oklahoma State University. Sharon Kelly, who was also driving along 295, described the moment she narrowly avoided Isaiah moments before that fatal crash.
I saw an oncoming car coming toward me. Suddenly was like, oh my God. And I swerved to my right, the shoulder lane, but that car did the same thing. So I suddenly swerved to my left, really into the passing lane, and thankfully nobody was there.
Dr. Aplett's wife, Natalie Menzies, was seriously injured in the crash and remains in stable but critical condition.
Some Maine small businesses are sharing their support for a bill that would implement a paid family and medical leave benefit program in the state. A press conference on Free Street in Portland today cited the support of 100 small business owners in a sign-on letter. The bill would create a benefits program to eligible Mainers, providing an employee with 3 months of paid family and medical leave. The program, funded through a payroll tax capping at 1% of wages split equally between workers and employers. Supporters say the bill would allow Mainers to take care of themselves and their families without sacrificing their paycheck.
The reality is that people need major surgeries, they have babies, or they need to take care of aging parents. But right now, without paid leave, small businesses are losing valued employees. And in some cases, people are leaving the workforce entirely or shuttering their businesses permanently.
Many Republicans are opposed. Representative Joshua Morris of Turner saying in part, at a time when everyone is struggling with rising prices and inflation, we should not be adding to that burden by taking more money from their paychecks weekly for a program that they may never use. Governor Mills does not support the bill as it stands, saying she seeks compromises to make it easier on businesses.
Well, 2 years after the devastating death of a beloved Hancock County Sheriff's deputy, a nonprofit organization is stepping up in an effort to honor those who lost their lives in the line of duty. A.J. Douglas shares more about Luke Gross, an officer that made a lasting impression not just on his loved ones, but his entire community.
According to the Hancock County Sheriff's Department, on September 23, 2021, Deputy Luke Gross answered the call of duty by responding to reports of a possible OUI involving a car off the road.
The vehicle had already fled, and he was cleaning debris out of the road when he was struck by a passing vehicle.
Deputy Gross left behind a wife and 2 children, and now a group from Texas has made it their mission to memorialize some of these officers. Saving a Hero's Place has built over 200 wooden chairs for law enforcement and firefighters killed in the line of duty.
We're just glad that someone's taken the time to remember them, and because a lot of times when we do this, like this one, it's several years later.
Tommy Capel and his wife started building wooden display chairs after a fellow officer was killed during the Boston Marathon bombing back in 2013. What Capel calls a one-time thing has grown into an initiative where there are model chairs in at least 26 states as a way to honor fallen officers. Sheriff Kane reflects on meeting Gross back when he was only a junior in high school.
I knew Luke for many, many years. He was dependable, and he loved kids. He loved working with kids. He was a camp leader at Camp Postcard for many, many years. At Christmas for Kids shopping, he was always involved in that. And quite honestly, he was a big kid himself.
Capel explains the symbolism each chair represents.
So people know that their name's not going to be forgotten when they're gone. You know, these officers are going to be gone eventually. We want to make sure the name stays when they're gone.
The big reveal for Deputy Luke Gross's honor chair will take place Thursday morning at the Hancock County Sheriff's Office. In studio, A.J. Douglas for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A bill that would give University of Maine students a voice on the Board of Trustees was unanimously approved on Wednesday by the Joint Standing Committee on Education and Cultural Affairs. LD 1656, sponsored by Senator Mike Tipping of Orono, is an act to increase student representation in the University of Maine system by putting 2 students, 1 graduate and 1 undergraduate, on the Board of Trustees as voting members. These students would need to be in good academic standing and elected by their student bodies. They would represent all UMaine campuses and would be full voting members. LD 1656 faces further votes in the House and Senate.
Well, as we head into the summer season, medical professionals are offering tips on how to deal with one of Maine's peskiest critters. The brown-tailed moth is notorious in Maine for the rash it can cause for those that have the misfortune of coming in contact with the moth's hairs. In dry, warm weather, those hairs can float on the breeze and find their way to an unsuspecting visitor. And experts say that if you experience a reaction, it's best to clean off quickly.
When the wind blows or they come in contact with that caterpillar, the little fibers on the caterpillar can be airborne and be in the air, come in contact with your skin. It is recommended that if you are outside and you develop a rash or you're feeling irritation in your skin, to jump in the shower and wash off as quick as possible.
Experts also recommend cleaning affected clothing separately from your normal laundry and using medicated lotions such as hydrocortisone cream on itchy or painful rashes. If the rash persists or if you're concerned, you should visit your healthcare provider.
We've certainly been hearing a lot about that particular pest in the last few weeks. So, here's hoping folks are paying attention, taking down those nests as they see them.
Right.
And then obviously taking the proper precautions, because that rash is really uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's really not a bad idea if you spend any significant time outdoors to just clean yourself off completely and throw your clothes in the wash, not just for brown-tailed moths, but there's also ticks and lots of other critters you can bring on inside with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Alrighty, folks. Well, in terms of outdoor conditions, let's go ahead and take a first look at our forecast and see what's coming.
Hey, Beth, thank you. Your first weather is brought to you by Webb's RV. Check out the spring and summer specials on RVs and campers. Don't forget, we have the sharpest pencil in town. All right, we have the best weather in town. 74 here in Bangor today, 79 Millinocket, a bit cooler down east areas. That will not be so much the case tomorrow, as we have even warmer temperatures on the way. Lots of partly cloudy skies across our region for today. Lots of clear skies tonight and tomorrow. Tons of sunshine. It's going to be warm with temperatures back up in the 80s. Our next chance for rain, though, is on the board. It gets in here later on the week. Okay, our forecast then for tonight, though, is mostly clear skies, but partly cloudy skies. Low temperatures hanging out near 50. Your full forecast is coming up. Beth?
Alrighty, Jeff, thanks so much. And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, we'll have an update on the status of home sales here in Maine.
And our Jody Hersey takes us on a brief tour of some of Bangor's architectural history. Those stories and more local news when we come right back.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
Bath remodeling was revolutionized in this garage in 1984 when three brothers created the iconic bath fitter tub-over-tub process. A breakthrough then, the industry standard now, for beautiful baths without the mess, stress, or high cost. A better way from bath fitter means precise measurement, the highest quality acrylic, perfect preparation, and watertight installation backed by a lifetime warranty. Bath Fitter, it just fits. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
With an exciting new Toyota, you can go out and enjoy all your favorite summer activities. Sorry.
Get affordable 3.99% financing on a luxurious Highlander.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
Who has the best kept secret in Penobscot County?
We do!
Welcome to Maple Lane Farms, a fifth-generation family farm that's committed to providing you with the best quality products. Our farm-raised local and sustainable meat is flash frozen to lock in the freshness and natural flavors. Experience the top-notch quality of our meat that's naturally raised without any antibiotics or hormones. Get the best of both worlds, quality and affordability. Try Maple Lane Farms today, the candy store for the carnivore.
When the Coach House Restaurant wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. The Coach House Restaurant, family dining at its best with fine home-cooked meals, delicious homemade desserts, and a large menu of tasty offerings for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Where in America do the best cooks come from? 4 regions, 20 contestants. Sharpen your knives.
MasterChef United Tastes of America, Wednesdays on Fox.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
Hello, I'm Emma Smith, and coming up on Good Morning Maine, we'll get a glimpse inside some of Bangor's most historic buildings, one of which survived the Great Fire of 1911. Plus, we'll head over to Skowhegan to see the progress on the much-anticipated River Park. Plus, we'll see how the city is offering walking tours. This and more coming up.
The Together Place Peer Recovery Center is well known for hosting community projects with the purpose of beautifying rundown areas. The organization is now shifting its efforts to Co Park in Bangor. Our Matthew Jurancic has more.
Sean Faircloth of the Together Place Peer Run Recovery Center has had his eyes set on cleaning up Co Park.
Well, we haven't done Co Park, and it's really sort of that stretch of neighborhood that we're working on, working side by side with people in the community and doing things we can to lift up this section of the city.
Faircloth says this area of the city constitutes some of the highest overdose rates in the state of Maine. Together Place has partnered with Food and Medicine and Wabanaki Public Health and Wellness to improve the conditions of the park.
It should be the next big civic step for our community, with all of us working together.
Food and Medicine community organizer Jackson Peck has been an integral leader in this project, knocking on thousands of doors in the area to recruit volunteers. He says community support for the project has been overwhelmingly positive.
There is just such a high level of involvement from community members that I think it's a really special project. It's really not, it's a very grassroots effort.
Abby DeLesio has volunteered to help clean up Coe Park. She says it's essential to keep these public places safe and accessible to everyone.
Having the ability to be a part of it is exactly what we need, is knowing that this is a safe space. We all deserve to have a good time, and having our children there is very important.
In Bangor, Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
The Maine Association of Realtors says the status of Maine's housing market remains steady. The association's president, Carmen McPhail, says the housing market is busy due to high demand and low inventory. She explains there's currently a 2.9-month supply of listings available, compared to a balanced market where there would be at least a 6-month supply. McPhail attributes the lack of listings to the fact that sellers are not quite ready to leave their low interest rates, as those rates could possibly double with the purchase of a new property. McPhail shared a few tips for potential buyers.
Be patient. Find a really good realtor who you have hired to represent you, and listen to them. When something comes on the market and they're telling you what your offer should be or how soon you need to come look at it, listen to them.
McPhail says updated coding policies have allowed for more property owners to build accessory dwellings. She emphasized that more homes still need to be built across the state.
Well, Bangor is just one of Maine's well-known cities that is embracing its history. The city is rich in architectural history, with its downtown buildings that include grand staircases, fireplaces, and loads of charm. Tonight, Jody Hersey takes us inside a couple of those gems.
We were able to take something that was sitting here being unused for such a long period of time and to sort of breathe new life into it.
Bangor Arts Exchange, located on Exchange Street in Bangor, is a true historical survivor.
Really one of the only community gathering spaces that was preserved in the city. The architect built it for his wife, who was a bit of a socialite in Bangor in the 1890s.
This building survived the Great Bangor Fire of 1911, a devastating event that destroyed 267 homes and over 100 businesses, according to the Bangor Historical Society curator, Matt Bishop.
A lot of the windows have gotten burned out, and some of the pictures that you see, and you can recognize those windows in the pictures from 1911.
Now the building, with its breathtaking third-floor ballroom, is used for numerous events and gatherings.
Music, we've done live theater, comedy, all sorts of different events that we promote with emerging and touring artists.
Not far away on Union Street stands the Isaac Farah Mansion.
Working across the street from it for as long as I have, especially when you have a beautiful sunset, sunrise, I mean, she definitely turns heads.
Bishop admits he never tires of the view of the mansion, a building that was designed by Richard Upjohn in 1833.
The stained glass, the central staircase, even though some of those pieces aren't original to the 1830s, 40s, just beautiful, beautiful architectural designs.
The mansion is currently operated by the Bangor Region YMCA. Bishop says it's just one of the many historical buildings that can be used for dual purposes.
And so they'll be using the bottom floors for retail or commercial space and converting apartments, and a lot of them are incorporating the natural history.
Bishop says Bangor is fortunate to have as many historical buildings as it has that are still standing tall.
So there's a lot of different eras mixed in here in Bangor, and we do have a really still astonishing assortment of architecture.
In Bangor, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Really cool to get a look inside. Architecture is such a very interesting form of art that has evolved throughout generations.
Yeah.
So it's almost like entering a portal when you see those buildings.
It really is its own history lesson, and I am absolutely taken aback by how gorgeous that grand staircase was in the mansion. Just breathtaking to see all the different types of molding. They're all sort of glimpses into the past and really beautiful. Glad they're being preserved and sort of given their due, if you will.
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, still to come on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, we will have the latest on the fate of the debt ceiling agreement struck between the president and House Speaker.
And there are people still unaccounted for after a catastrophic building collapse in Iowa. All of those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
Have you always dreamed of having a beautiful green lawn? Let Maine Lawn Pros help. Featuring hydroseeding, the fast, affordable, and effective way to achieve the lawn of your dreams. Hydroseeding is a process that involves spraying a mixture of grass seed, fertilizer, and mulch onto your lawn. The result? A beautiful green lawn in no time. Hydroseeding is perfect for both residential and commercial properties alike. So why wait? Call Maine Lawn Pros today to help you get the lawn you've always wanted with hydroseeding. 416-6122.
Jerry's Used Cars has been a family-owned business for more than 30 years, currently in Corinna and Vesey. However, we have changed a little as we are no longer just a buy here, pay here dealership. We now have access to outside financing and also carry utility trailers. We would be happy to assist you with your next vehicle purchase. And don't forget, here at Jerry's Used Cars, we offer an extended warranty. So give us a call at either our Corinna or Vesey location.
Who likes to drink good coffee? At Carabassa Coffee Company, we roast premium quality coffee beans from all over the world. Roasted to perfection in small batches, our coffee is always fresh. We offer a large selection, including our specialty blends, organics, single origins, decaf, and flavor. Whether you like light, medium, or dark roasts, we have coffee to suit every taste. We offer flat rate shipping for online orders, and we ship fast. Carabassa Coffee Company. Drink good coffee.
Come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
It's time to get down to the business of food, and I'm looking to invest.
$250,000.
Of my own money. It's not just an investment, it's a partnership. Each week, I'll put the best food entrepreneurs to the test.
It has 2.2 horsepower. That's like a go-kart.
Winners hustle and make tough decisions fast.
And drop the ball.
This was a profit challenge. I'm looking for my next food star. The person who I'll be investing in is
Gordon Ramsay's Food Stars, Wednesdays on Fox and stream on Hulu.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and President Biden's deal to lift the debt ceiling passed its first hurdle on Tuesday night. But does the bill have the votes to clear Congress? Fox's Madeline Rivera reports on the debate surrounding that legislation.
Motion is agreed to.
A major victory for the debt ceiling deal. The House Rules Committee cleared the bill Tuesday night, paving the way for a full House vote. But the debate was contentious.
This bill is smoke and mirrors. Never are we talking about the interest on the existing debt.
It's not perfect, but ultimately it will avert a disastrous default.
Still, the legislation is facing more hurdles. Multiple GOP members argue the bill doesn't cut spending enough and are aiming to vote it down Wednesday.
This is a 2-year bill, and that's just basically a hope and a dream and a handshake that you're going to commit to those spending caps when you may not even be in the majority 2 years from now.
Supporters say the deal does include several Republican priorities. It would in part claw back billions of unspent COVID money, rescind some IRS funding, and add work requirements for some to continue receiving welfare benefits.
This is $2 trillion in savings over the next 10 years. This is the largest rescissions package in American history.
Meanwhile, the White House is working the phones, hoping to rally Democratic support behind the bill to get it over the finish line before a June 5th default deadline.
When the American people win and we avoid default and retirement accounts are not in flux and the global economy is not crashing, I'm going to call that a win every day.
Some unhappy hardline conservatives are floating the idea of ousting Speaker Kevin McCarthy for his debt ceiling deal with President Biden. But McCarthy is brushing off the threat. In Washington, Mather Rivera, Fox News.
Meanwhile, multiple people are now in custody following a Memorial Day shooting in Florida. Police say they've also recovered multiple weapons in connection with that incident. Fox's Charles Watson has more.
The victims from Monday's mass shooting at Florida's Hollywood Beach are in stable condition on Tuesday. At least 9 people were injured, ranging in age from 1 to 65 years old. The community still in shock.
Beach was packed. A lot of families were out. Hollywood's a safe, family-friendly beach.
Multiple agencies are now working to piece together what led to the violence. Witnesses say they saw a group of people fighting when one person pulled a gun and began firing.
I was coming up the Broad Walk on my bike, and you've seen the two groups kind of interacting, a little bit hostile to one another, and making gestures to one another, and they just looked out of place. And eventually, they turned to this shooting.
The sound of gunshots sent people running down the sidewalk onto the beach. Hollywood's police department says dozens of officers were assigned to the area for Memorial Day and quickly responded to the scene.
Monday evening, after the shooting happened, officers were able to detain multiple people. This resulted in the arrest of 2 men. We are looking for 3 individuals who we believe may be related to the shooting.
In a statement, the city's mayor vowed to get answers for the victims, writing, quote, "It is completely unacceptable that innocent people spending time with family on a holiday weekend have been affected by a shooting altercation between 2 groups who came into our city with guns and no regard for the safety of the law-abiding public around them." Police are asking anyone with any additional information or video from the shooting to come forward. In Atlanta, Charles Watson, Fox News.
5 people in Iowa remain unaccounted for, including 2 whose remains are thought to be underneath the rubble of a partially collapsed apartment building. Officials are dealing with a very fluid situation now as the building is unstable and needs to come down, but the hope for survivors was renewed on Monday after someone was rescued from an upper floor. Now many are upset with the city's plan and search and rescue efforts as they continue to weigh the risk of collapse. Fox's Kevin Uretsky has the story.
Right now, it is an absolute no-win situation.
A family member of a man still missing in the rubble of a partial building collapse in Davenport, Iowa, speaks out at an emotional news conference. The city had demolition prep set to begin as early as Tuesday, but they are reevaluating since this rescue Monday night. Protests erupted after a woman was found on the 4th floor more than 24 hours after the building collapsed. 52-year-old Lisa Brooks knocked out a window as a fire truck pulled up to rescue her. Her rescue coming after officials thought no one else was left inside.
Based on the information provided through multiple searches and other methods, no confirmed viable signs of life were noted at that time.
How did she get there? And why wasn't she found earlier? I am totally transparent with you. I do not know.
The building is unstable and continues to worsen as time progresses. Officials getting emotional thinking about the decisions they have to make going forward as people at the news conference lose their patience.
You can't run up to a pile of bricks and rocks and just start throwing things off as much as we want to.
The city did have concerns about the more than 100-year-old building after bricks started to fall, but recently the owner submitted 2 independent reports that certified the building was structurally sound. In New York, Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
The federal trial is underway for the man charged in the deadliest anti-Semitic attack in American history. Opening statements started with the suspect's own lawyer acknowledging he planned and carried out the 2018 massacre at a Pittsburgh synagogue. Fox's Eric Shawn has the latest.
Victims' families and members of the congregation at the Tree of Life Synagogue left Pittsburgh Federal Court together on a bus after an emotional day of testimony in the federal case against Robert Bowers. Bowers' lawyers agree he carried out the deadliest anti-Semitic attack in U.S. history when he killed 11 people and injured 7 others by storming a Pittsburgh synagogue back in October of 2018. What the argument is over intent. The prosecution is going for hate crime charges that could set up Bowers for the death penalty. Bauer's lawyers have said he was schizophrenic and has brain damage. At the trial Tuesday, they added, quote, "There is no making sense of the senseless act Mr. Bowers caused extraordinary harm to many, many people." The defendant sat in court, keeping his focus on the jury. The prosecution's opening statement set the tone for the trial, warning the jury that the trial will be very graphic and upsetting. The prosecution detailed how Bowers shot each victim, saying, quote, "Once he entered the synagogue, the defendant began to hunt." After opening statements, prosecutors played a heartbreaking 911 call. 911 dispatchers also took the stand, revealing details like the caller who used her prayer shawl to apply pressure to her husband's gunshot wound as he bled to death. The families of the victims are divided over the federal government seeking the death penalty in this case, but most support it. In Pittsburgh, Eric Shawn, Fox News.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, hurricane season officially begins this week. We'll have what meteorologists are expecting.
And Mattinock Academy softball sits at the top of Class C North. How the Lynx can win their second straight regionals. We'll be right back.
Oh, it's huge. Grab the head right here.
Grab the head. Joe McHale.
It's on me now.
Animal Control, a full hour, Thursday on Fox.
We live in the oldest continuous democracy on earth. But today, political parties act like they own our votes. Blind loyalty is the opposite of choice, and choice is what real democracy is all about. No Labels was formed to unite Democrats, Republicans, and independents to solve our country's biggest problems, bringing more choices to voters and more voices to the national conversation. Find your voice with us. Join No Labels today.
Detail 207, an average guy with the knowledge and skills to fully detail your vehicle. From cars and trucks to big rigs and motorcycles, we detail it all. If it has wheels and it isn't as clean as you'd like it to be, give me a call and we'll set up an appointment today. 659-2995.
Shine on a dime with your average guy. That Detail 207.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
The Chevy RS family of SUVs has it all. Whether you want the 10.2-inch diagonal color touchscreen on the Chevy Blazer or extra peace of mind with Chevy Safety Assist standard on the 2023 Chevy family of SUVs. So take your pick. The choice is yours. Spring into adventure and get 1.9% financing on select popular Chevy models when you finance with GM Financial. Visit your main Chevy dealer.
Pull up a seat, because the real deal is back with a new season of the USFL. Reborn from the OGs. The hits, the picks, the dimes, drive so long you have to stop for gas. This isn't some Hollywood knockoff. This is Drydens USDA primetime football. Just ask these guys.
You better recognize the real.
Except no substitutes.
This Thursday officially kicks off the 2023 hurricane season. While many are hoping for a calmer summer after last year's devastating storms, there are a couple factors at play which could ultimately determine whether there's trouble coming in the months ahead. Fox's Lauren Blanchard is in Washington with more.
Hurricane season is right around the corner, officially kicking off in the Atlantic on June 1st. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says they are predicting 12 to 17 named storms, with 5 to 9 becoming hurricanes and 1 to 4 that could become devastating storms.
It's definitely kind of a rare setup for this year.
And that's why our probabilities are not 60 or 70%. They are a little bit to reflect that uncertainty.
Their predictions come with a disclaimer. There are two conditions making it harder for meteorologists to precisely predict whether it will be calmer than usual or dangerous.
So you have these two big factors at play, one trying to drive it to a very quiet season, the other trying to bring it to a very busy season.
First, there is this year's El Nino, which would normally calm the waters in the Atlantic. However, the waters are unusually warm, which makes for ripe conditions because warmer water means stronger hurricanes.
Normally, a much warmer than normal Atlantic leads to a well above normal Atlantic hurricane season.
The 2022 Atlantic season had 14 named storms with two major hurricanes, Fiona and Ian, which caused billions of dollars in damage and killed dozens. Both of those names were retired. This year, up first, the list will start with Arlene and Brett. The 2023 season runs until the end of November. As with all severe weather, the safest and smartest thing to do is pay attention to local media and follow tips and evacuation orders from officials. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
The effects of fires burning in Nova Scotia could be felt in Maine as early as tomorrow. The Maine Department of Environmental Protection says 24-hour particle pollution concentrations are expected to reach moderate levels this afternoon and evening into tomorrow. Several fires have been burning for more than a day in Nova Scotia, and the smoke has moved into the Gulf of Maine, where winds are expected to bring it ashore in Maine, including during the evening hours tonight. Now, skies will be hazy, visibility may be reduced, and the odor of smoke is likely to be apparent. The DEP says you may want to avoid strenuous outdoor activity tomorrow, and if you are indoors, close windows and circulate indoor air with a fan or air conditioner instead.
Really good things to keep in mind, especially for those who might be a little bit more compromised.
Yeah, absolutely. They talk a lot about those who are asthmatic, who may have
Right.
COPD, bronchitis, those types of things. So yeah, definitely something to be aware of tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, we're also looking out for how the weather's going to be looking out there. Will it be sunny, maybe a little hazy too?
Indeed.
All the details coming up.
We are talking about 90-degree temperatures on Thursday, followed by a big cool down over the weekend. All those forecast details for you when I come back.
Dirt Road Acres, your #1 trusted dispensary. Dirt Road Acres provides outstanding patient consulting and services to Eastern and Central Maine. Located at the corner of Route 9 and Route 7 in Dixmont. Stop by and see Jen or one of the girls today. Now offering delivery.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman. Your roof is your first line of defense against the elements. Ensure it's always at peak performance with Peak Performance Roofing. With more than 20 years of experience in the roofing industry, our professionals provide quality craftsmanship and expertise that you can rely on. We are fully insured and stand behind our work. You can trust us to get the job done right the first time. Don't wait until it's too late. Contact Peak Performance Roofing today to schedule your free estimate. 416-8301. Peak Performance Roofing. Your roof is our priority.
Monday, June 5th, the Mars experiment begins.
12 celebrities embarking on daring missions.
Oh, God. In an out-of-this-world competition like you've never seen.
Are you here to help us with our mission today?
Will they survive? Will they thrive? Only one will make it to the end.
Stars on Mars, launching Monday, June 5th.
On Fox.
Dirt Road Acres, your #1 trusted dispensary. Dirt Road Acres provides outstanding patient consulting and services to Eastern and Central Maine. Located at the corner of Route 9 and Route 7 in Dixmont. Stop by and see Jen or one of the girls today. Now offering delivery.
This is the USFL, Dragons USDA Prime Time Football.
Here we go. Your full weather is brought to you by the Blue Alpaca Ranch and Store. Visit our ranch and meet the alpacas or shop in our store in downtown Belfast. Let's talk about Temperatures today hanging out in the 70s, even a couple 80s out there, except down east areas where we held in the 60s today. Not so much the case tomorrow, as we'll kick in a southwest wind tomorrow and make things a lot warmer for a lot of you. All right, this is the temperature change map. So compared to this time yesterday, we're 8 degrees warmer in Millinocket. So it's a sign that there's building heat across the area, and that will be in our backyards for tomorrow. In fact, the long-range trend, though, keeps the Midwest and the Great Lakes above average in temperatures into early June, but for us, not so much. Kind of equal chances for near average temperatures or even slightly below average temperatures, with average highs being near 70. We could cool things off a bit, but not so much for tomorrow and Thursday, as we have lots of warm temperatures on the way. If you see the haze in the atmosphere today, that's actually smoke in the upper atmosphere. There's lots of fires burning across parts of Canada, and that smoke is traveling in the upper atmosphere toward our area, giving us that haze in the atmosphere today. The air quality is still good. It's all aloft right now. We'll keep an eye on it for you, though, and see that smoke comes down on the surface tomorrow and or Thursday. But right now, all the reporting stations in terms of air quality are reporting good conditions across our region. So, again, we will keep an eye on that for you. The wind out there today, out of the north, around 5 to 10 miles per hour. It's not really windy at all. This will mostly switch out of the southwest throughout the day tomorrow, and that's going to bring in those warmer temperatures once again. Visibility is all good tonight. No worry about fog at all into tomorrow morning. Okay, so partly cloudy skies across our area today. That was nice, right? Lots of sunshine throughout the afternoon. We'll call it partly cloudy again tonight, followed by what's going to be a very nice sunny day tomorrow. See what's happening here? This is high pressure, right? High pressure, the air around it goes clockwise, just like that. So as we get, it moves this way. As we get on the back side of that, that's a southwest wind. That's even more moisture coming our way, more humidity, and also warmer temperatures. That could firmly put many of us in the low 90s for air temperatures on Thursday. Until then, though, there's going to be a chance for some rain after Thursday. We're probably talking more like Friday into Friday evening. That's going to be a cold front. It's going to really cool us off after the weekend. In fact, a couple of days next week, we could have high temperatures back in the 60s. Our forecast ends tonight, though, looking at mostly clear skies, partly cloudy skies, low temperatures down near 47, with that south breeze around 5 to 10 for tomorrow. All right, so lots of sunshine tomorrow. I went with 85. A couple of you could be a bit warmer than that tomorrow, with a southwest breeze around 5 to 10. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows tomorrow, we crank up the heat, even more so on Thursday. Lots of sunshine, 91, near record high temperatures on Thursday. And then that storm comes through on Friday with some rain showers, and then cooler temperatures on Saturday into Sunday. Beth?
Thanks so much, Jeff. And certainly getting into that time of the year now where the hot temperatures are going to be very steady. You want to make sure that you're staying hydrated, checking on elderly neighbors. And of course, as dog parents, we know it's so important to make sure that your dog doesn't overexert themselves, and, always having access to clean, cool, fresh water.
Yeah. Lots of important things to think about there.
For sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, our full sportscast is coming up next with Tyler Cruz. Stay with us.
LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Can alert you if you left it open and let you close it from most anywhere in the world. And where's the best place to get your LiftMaster? From PDQ Door. PDQDoor.com.
Here at the Eddington store, we have what you're craving. From Holton Dairy Farm products to our daily breakfast, lunch, and dinner specials. Did I mention we have fresh cut meats? From hamburger to steaks and even fresh produce, we have what you're craving. And while you're here, don't forget your ice cream at the Dairy Bar and homemade whoopie pies. Are you low on fuel? We offer gas, diesel, and propane too. The Eddington store, for more than your average convenience store. We look forward to seeing you.
When Loring Job Corps wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Loring Job Corps offers the skills you need to succeed in today's workforce at no cost to you or your family. Check us out today at loring.jobcorps.gov. Great things are always cooking at the Ground. New menu, new specials, with an amazing variety of choices for every taste. Good times, great service, and amazing food. Only at your locally owned Ground. Odland Road, Bangor. Approximately 50,000 kids, like Brooke, receive care at Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center each year. You can help them by supporting the Summer Classic for Maine Kids. This new tournament will help all kids receiving care at Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center by raising funds to ensure that pediatric care is available today, tomorrow, and in the years ahead. Every dollar raised helps kids get back to the business of being kids. For more information about the event and how to donate, please visit northernlight.org/4kids.
LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Can alert you if you left it open and let you close it from most anywhere in the world. And where's the best place to get your LiftMaster? From PDQ Door. PDQDoor.com.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Ansley Moore, a realtor since 2013, working throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We're going to start on the basketball court now. The Celtics dropping Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals on Monday night to the Miami Heat, coming up short of consecutive seasons in the NBA Finals. It was a real unlucky start for the Boston Celtics, with star Jason Tatum suffering an ankle injury on the very first play of the game right here. Now, he still played 42 minutes on that turned ankle, but he really struggled to move out there, and no one stepped up for Boston. Jaylen Brown had 8 of the team's 15 turnovers, and while the defense was there, the offense was nowhere to be found. So the Miami Heat head on to the NBA Finals, while the Celtics have a long, important offseason ahead of them. After the game, here are Joe Mazzulla's thoughts on his first year as head coach of the Celtics.
It's one of the best locker rooms I've been a part of. The guys cared. They gave it everything they had. It's the most important thing to take from this. Obviously, we didn't achieve our goal. We didn't win, which was our goal. So we failed in that regard. But it's not because the guys didn't have a sense of togetherness, character, and just who they are as people.
A lot of question marks. Excited to see what they do. Let's head up to Lincoln now, where the Mattinock Lynx softball team is making some noise in Class C. The defending regional champs are unbeaten this year with even more firepower than they had last time out. Ryan Sudol has the story.
Our hitting is better than it was last year. Our fielding is better than it was last year. So I'm looking forward to a good run.
Mattinock Academy softball is 15-0 with one game remaining, and they sit atop Class C North.
We had the same strong beginning last year, so it's good that we can be able to continue that this year.
The Lynx are defending regional champions, and just like that team, this team's crown jewel is in the circle. Superstar senior Jenny Witten.
She's a really good asset to our team. One of the really good things about it is that we know that not a lot of people are going to hit her.
She does make things special, and she does give us the edge to win every game that we played in.
1 run allowed a game and 7 shutouts this year. All of this coming off 3 surgeries that kept her out a total of 4.5 sports seasons in her high school career.
It's been an emotional ride, of course, but I wouldn't change it for the world. It's definitely made me a better player and a better person all around.
But you can't go undefeated with just an ace. The Lynx averaged 14 runs a game and even put up 40 in one game. A combination of honing in on the skill and sheer depth.
We have a lot of playing experience, so I'd say that's a really big part of it. But we also practice hitting a majority of the practice.
We've got about 7 out of the 9 girls in the lineup that make consistent contact. That contributed to the runs that we've been scoring.
And just because they're undefeated doesn't mean C North is a cakewalk. 3 other teams in the section have 10-plus wins. But the Lynx like it like that.
I think it just makes you a better competitor. I mean, it's fun putting up 40 runs against a team, but those close games are the ones that mean the most.
And winning the program's second gold ball is well in sight, especially since this squad already has plenty experience in handling the big time.
It's because of Little League, we were in a lot of the championship games and tough games that we're nervous for. We know how to work together and kind of just get rid of those nerves.
In Lincoln, I'm Ryan Sudol, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Now to some high school tennis action. This week kicks off the Maine State team tennis tournaments, and one of the girls' quarterfinals was in Brewer here on Tuesday. The 7th seed Lewiston coming up to visit the 2-seeded Witches. We're going to start with second singles. Honora White of Lewiston against Bella Tanis from Brewer. Tanis gets this return off, bounces right in front of White, but what the height on the bounce, she can't get it. Point Tanis. Second doubles now. Sarah Mack with the return, and Brewer's Kate Bridges meets it right at the net. Great instinct for the point. Let's go over to first doubles now. The serve here by Nadito Hadan, return from Jenna McQuarrie. Lexi Landry gets it at the net for the point for the Blue Devils. Perfect placement there. And finally, in third singles, real nice volley between Claudia Kukubria and Violet Damon. Kukubria just a touch over the net, but a sweet drop shot by Damon to secure the point. Brewer rolls in this one. They move to the semifinals, winning 5-0. And for some other tennis scores around the area, Herman over Caribou 3-2. That's an upset in the B North girls quarterfinals. In the A North boys quarterfinals, Edward Little over Hamden 4-1. Ellsworth over Old Town on the girls' side 3-2. And then MCI over Mattanockcook on the boys' side 5-0. Over to some boys baseball now. Last game of the regular season for a lot of teams, including up here with Brewer and Bangor. Can't think of a better way to cap off the season across the river rivalry under the lights at Mansfield Stadium. Bangor, they would strike first, bases juiced in the first. Grady Venetestein gets the ground into the double play from Jack Shook there, but that's going to send Matt Holmes to score. That makes it 1-0 Rams. To the second inning we go now. Holmes up. Emerson Yates on third. Holmes gets a hold of this ball. Doesn't leave the yard, but that is plenty deep to bring in Yates for the run. That makes it 2-0 Bangor. But then here come the Witches. Logan Littlefield at the dish with runners on. Ethan Sproul makes a terrific effort to keep it in the infield, and it pays off. Although Jed Kilpatrick scores, Noah Tibbetts is thrown out at home. Nice play from the freshman there, but the Witches weren't done. Same inning here, and they execute a perfect first and third double steal. That's going to make it 3-2 Brewer when the run comes around to score, and they go on to win this one. 4-2 is the final there. And that is all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Jerry's Used Cars has been a family-owned business for more than 30 years, currently in Corinna and Vesey. However, we have changed a little as we are no longer just a buy here, pay here dealership. We now have access to outside financing and also carry utility trailers. We would be happy to assist you with your next vehicle purchase. And don't forget, here at Jerry's Used Cars, we offer an extended warranty. So give us a call at either our Corinna or Vesey location.
Have you always dreamed of having a beautiful green lawn? Let Maine Lawn Pros help. Featuring hydro seeding, the fast, affordable, and effective way to achieve the lawn of your dreams. Hydro seeding is a process that involves spraying a mixture of grass seed, fertilizer, and mulch onto your lawn. The result? A beautiful green lawn in no time. Hydro seeding is perfect for both residential and commercial properties alike. So why wait? Call Maine Lawn Pros today to help you get the lawn you've always wanted with hydro seeding. 416-6122.
When the Katahdin General Store wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Come to the KG for fishing, hunting, and camping supplies, souvenirs, unique gifts, apparel like Lazy One, fresh sandwiches and baked goods, the beer cave, liquor, and a variety of takeout items.
Downtown Charcuterie, a small business right here in Bangor. The perfect place to get your personalized charcuterie boards. Not only for events and gatherings, but also perfect to take on a picnic or to give as a gift. After all, who doesn't love meat and cheese? Order one today.
Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage, doing business the right way every day.
Mom and Dad, you must be so proud.
We're proud of all of our children.
She has to say that.
Oh, you can't run away from me forever.
Just a heads up, this is my good side.
Yeah.
Bazinga, bazinga, bazinga.
Ah! Are you trying to kill me?
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
Saturdays. Baseball's best are showing out.
Swing and a drive!
Fox Saturday Baseball all season long.
A community is rallying together to support one of their own who was recently struck by tragedy. Devin Dagnall has the story.
The Nest Cafe in Bangor will be holding a fundraiser May 31st where 50% of profits from all in-store, online, DoorDash, and Uber Eats orders will go directly to Zara Toohey and her family. According to Toohey's mother, on the evening of Wednesday, May 24th, after dropping her boyfriend off at a bus station in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, Toohey was driving home, and somewhere near the New Hampshire-Maine border, a medium-sized appliance fell off the back of a truck, flew through her windshield, and struck her in the head, causing multiple skull fractures.
Then after that, she was rushed to the ICU, and she was in emergency surgery for about 4 hours, they said.
Delaney Hepler is the manager of the Nest Bangor location and the organizer of the upcoming fundraiser.
One of my other employees sent me the link to her GoFundMe, and I swear my heart dropped straight to my stomach. I instantly donated, but I was sitting there and I was like, there has to be more that I can do.
As of Tuesday afternoon, Toohey has been discharged from the hospital and is on the long road to recovery, but is already exhibiting complex thinking skills. Hepler states Toohey has always been an active member of the Bangor community with involvement across multiple community service programs.
She's very community oriented, and she always comes in, asks how everyone is when she first walks in, so it's just great to have her here.
If coffee and tea isn't your thing, but you would still like to donate, donation buckets can be found in multiple downtown businesses like The Briar Patch, White Lobster Vintage, Umami Noodle Bar, Orono Brewing Company, Bagel Central, and Red Rabbit, just to name a few. A link to Toohey's GoFundMe can also be found on our website, foxbangor.com. In Bangor, Devin Dagnall, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Finally, tonight, some Dedham students spent this past month putting their best foot forward, quite literally. The Dedham School is once again nearing the end of its annual walking club event. Students spent each recess in May walking and running a quarter-mile track for the chance to win toys and other prizes. Students carry cutouts of feet to track how far they've gone and get a new reward every 5 miles. Now, while the prizes may be what excites the kids, teachers say the club is all in the name of health.
Anything I can do to get kids active and outside is really important to me, and this is just one more way to get kids active and outside. They also get the social emotional by just hanging out with each other and getting to socialize as they spend time getting their exercise.
Last year, the group walked more than 800 miles combined. Tomorrow is the club's last day of the year, but kids say they still hope to beat their record by walking a total of 1,000 miles together. Here's hoping they either meet or exceed that goal. Either way, just a great way to get kids forming healthy habits early on.
Yeah, and it's great that they're each pushing themselves individually, obviously winning some fantastic prizes along the way. Gotta love that, but also love the group spirit to trying to overcome that previous goal.
That uniting behind a goal.
Yeah, it's really great to see.
Alrighty, folks. Well, that is going to do it for us from everyone here at Fox 22. We hope you have a great rest of your night.
Good evening, everyone.